You can have any brew you want, as long as it's a Corona.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. We're Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host Leroy, aka Stay Your Black Ass at Home. With my co-host.
This is Eli, the Violator.
It's a repeat, but that's okay because that's what this show is going to be. So yeah, nothing's been happening this week, huh, Eli? Things pretty boring,
Yeah, there ain't shit going on. No.
Yeah, that
I've been doing shit but sitting around all day. That's what I've been doing all week. That's what I've been doing all for the past 2 months because I've been injured with a bad leg and hip. So I can't do shit. So
right.
I'm used to this already.
Right. So apparently for anybody that has been living on a rock, hopefully this podcast is not the only source of entertainment or media you've been getting, because if you step outside, it's basically apocalypse happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we said last week that last week was going to be the last week we talk about the coronavirus. I guess we lied because everything just went to hell. And matter of fact, it went to hell Wednesday, Eli. I know exactly when it went to hell. It went to hell Wednesday. Everybody was like, okay, it's bad. Wednesday's like, oh shit, because Wednesday is when Tom Hanks got it.
Oh, yeah.
When he got it, that's when everybody said, oh, it's real. Oh, well, shit. Anybody can get it now. Him and his wife got it. They got hospitalized, stuff like that. And that was bad, but that wasn't the worst part of it. An NBA player got it.
Yeah?
Yeah. So when an NBA player got it, they actually just suspended the entire NBA season for the rest of the season. And the NCAA finals. So there are no sports whatsoever.
No, and then all the other leagues followed.
Right.
And the hockey, I mean, the Wild, I'm in Minnesota. The Wild sucked this year, so I guess I don't really care. But watching the Wild
Major League Baseball pushed it back,
Major League Baseball, yeah. I did watch the UFC yesterday, and they were in Brazil, and they fought in an empty stadium.
Wow.
It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird at first, because there's usually the crowd cheering and shit, but you can actually hear the cornermen. It was actually like watching that TV show, The Ultimate Fighter, when you could, the fights on that show, because you could hear the coaches and the cornermen, giving pointers while they fight. So that was, it just got something to, I got used to. But after, when they had announced the winners, there was no cheering. There was nothing, So it was it was kind of surreal.
Yeah, because a lot of times, they feed off the energy from the crowd, to keep going, things like that. When you don't have the energy, it's completely different. It's almost like you're just sparring.
And a few fighters were doing that. They're all like, oh, doing the Hulk Hogan shit, and getting all hyped and shit and screaming, and
it's not.
But there's like nobody there. There's nobody there.
Yeah, you got Jimmy Fallon doing monologues, his talk show with no crowd. So when he's telling a joke, now nobody's laughing, and you used to be forced to laugh before. So it's just. But it's a weird time.
This reminds me of right after 9/11.
Ooh, that was I remember 9/11. That was a weird. Yeah. That was a definitely weird time, surreal time, really.
Yeah, I mean, remember all flights were grounded. They started canceling events there too. People were freaking out. The streets were empty for a few days after that. It was a weird time. This is what that's reminding me of. So.
Right.
Yeah. Because of course, I was working.
Well, I was
working at UPS at the time of 9/11. So I was like, during 9/11 and the whole anthrax scare, I was like working in packages and all that shit.
The worst time you worked at.
But people were freaking out, man. People were freaking out after 9/11, man. It was, it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing now, where people are, panic. People are panicking over stupid. I mean, yes, you should be concerned.
Right.
You should take precautions, but don't be a fucking idiot.
Don't buy up all the toilet paper.
don't buy up all the fucking bread. I couldn't find fucking bread today.
Right.
I went to 3 fucking stores.
Why bread? Why bread? Why toilet paper? You know,
Yeah,
the toilet
hot
paper thing, I
dogs,
just don't understand.
Yeah. Like, yeah, what the fuck? What do you, I mean, what are you going to do with that shit? Like, build a fort? Like, what the fuck?
Like, we're all going to be dead, you know, 2 weeks from now, but our assholes going to be clean as hell? Like, what's the point, you know?
Yeah, like, what are you going to eat?
Eli, I want
like,
to take a shit today. I couldn't because I couldn't get toilet paper.
Yeah, I'm freaking out now because I bought, there was toilet paper at the dollar store the other day, you know, because I heard that Target didn't have any and all that shit. So I went to the dollar store, you know, right down the street from me, and they had a bunch. I was, oh, hey, you guys got toilet paper. Oh, cool. And I thought nothing of it. But now I'm like, well, when I need toilet paper next weekend,
you won't have it.
Am I going to be able to get any?
Right. It's going to be Mad Max. I mean, we didn't even picture the apocalypse in Mad Max to be fought over toilet paper, you know.
Yeah,
we thought actual supplies like water, you know, things like that.
Hand sanitizer, all that shit. But bread, I was at the store today. Bread was gone. Not even hot dog buns. I was going to have hot dogs.
Right.
You know? And now I can't have hot dogs. I can't make PB&J. You know?
It's just weird. Like, I try to ask people this question. They keep giving the same, because people are going to be, you know, quarantined and hunkered down and, you know, they want to have all supply. I get that. But why is everything in stock except toilet paper? Like, toilet paper's out, hand sanitizer out, but fruits and vegetables are still in stock. You know, they can build your immune system. Water is still in stock. Soap is still in stock.
Barren. It's a little getting barren at Aldi's. I mean, a lot of shelves were like, there was like no frozen shit. Aldi's was pretty bare today.
Well, I didn't go in today, but I know the other day when I went in, it was like, what the fuck is happening? You know?
Yeah, I was the other day, there was no toilet paper, and like the medicines were all gone. You know, it's like, what the fuck? You're like, why are you buying up all the medicine? You know, you're only supposed to take 2 of those pills a day.
Right. You know, every place has a place where you can't do more than 50 people at a time in one building. But you go to the grocery store and it's like the fucking, you know, Beastie Boys concert or some shit. Like, damn, get your ass out of here. Go home or something. You know.
Yeah. So, canned goods there was no pasta or rice. You know, I was like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, but it's getting crazy nowadays because a lot of jobs, if they can do it, they are sending people, you know, having them work from home. So a lot of people are doing that right now. You know, they're trying to limit, you know, public. I am looking at Facebook. Anytime I see anybody in my Facebook stories or Facebook, you know, out partying and shit. Like recently, I'm like, okay, I know to stay away from that person just in case something happened. Gomer, your city are a bunch of fucking idiots. Just want you to know that you were trending yesterday because they had this huge block party in downtown Nashville, and everybody was just clowning like, you fucking idiots. What are you doing? Go home.
Yeah,
Gomer might even been there. I don't know.
Doing the 2-step or whatever.
Right? Like, is that an afro?
Break?
What is that?
No, I finally told my kid today because, like I said, well, no, I told you before in the pre-show.
Oh, we have a pre-show now.
We had a pre-show. We were talking some shit and that no one else heard. But last week, my district, the schools went on strike. So my kids have already been out of school for the past week. But now they canceled school for the next whatever. Mm-hmm. And then the week after that is spring break. So my kids are get like a 3-4 week vacation now. And my son, he's been going out gallivanting, thinking it's, you know, it's party time and shit. And I finally told him today, hey, yo, I went to the stores and shit. You know, you better start staying your ass here now.
Right. It's going to be tough for parents nowadays because it's just like down here also. Kids were already on spring break down here. But when this hit, they extended it to who knows when. But the parents still have to go to work. So who the hell is going to watch the kids while they're at work? The whole point was to send them to school so they have to worry about them while they're at work. But now the kids just do whatever the fuck they want to do, you know. And hopefully people are using this time not to go on vacations or, you know, take the kids here and there. No, stay at home. They quarantine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Just sit at like I said, I've been injured. I've injured my hip and my leg. I'm still in physical therapy for that shit. So I haven't been able to do shit for the past 2 months. So I'm already used to this. That's all I've been doing was sitting around, you know? So yeah.
Look, I'm an introvert by nature anyway. So this shit is like, I was born for this.
Yeah.
Everybody else is
me
freaking
too.
out.
I mean, like,
what am I gonna do? Some movies or Netflix for me. Like, motherfucker, I've been on Xbox all fucking week. I'm good. Don't have to worry about anything.
yeah. Yeah, I've been reading books and catching up on comics and fucking yeah. I mean, shit.
I mean, DC Universe. I've just been on that shit all week reading Terrifics. Which is a great fucking book, by the way. I recommend that one. So this shit doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, I'm used to this shit. I'm in a band and I go to shows and even at shows I got like a 3-minute conversation window with everybody before I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm gonna walk away.
Like you can feel your social meter running down.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, oh, cool. Yeah. How's it going? Oh, yeah, good. Okay, I'm gonna walk away now. Like,
I got a thing to do over here. So
yeah, there's a band playing. Don't stand too close to me because I don't, I can barely hear you anyway. So,
so yeah, this shit is right in my alley, man. Like I said, I don't watch TV and movies like that anyway, but this shit is affecting also because every TV show is getting shut down right now. The Batman has been shut down. They shut down the Flash. They're in the middle of the last arc of I know you don't watch it, but I'm saying the last season arc is about to go. I want to know how Thor comes back in the Speed Force and blah blah blah. No, we're done. Like what? So I got no sports.
Maybe I could catch up because I haven't watched the Flash in a couple.
Well, they're not doing shit, so you might as well. So the Flash has been shut down. Sports has been shut down. Now that's the shit that hurts me. I'm like, well, damn. Well, I guess nothing to do but play video games because everything else is done. So,
yeah.
There is a sale on movies right now. I checked on iTunes. There is a sale right now. I bought Hobbs and Shaw and Joker earlier today. They're like $10 a piece. So I'm like, why not? But here's the thing. We're all gonna feel it a couple weeks from now, and I'm not just saying just health wise or virus wise, like financially wise or socially wise. It's going to affect all of us because, like I said, all our stuff comes from China. China is on lockdown because they don't want to, get anything from us. So a lot of our supplies that we get, like electronic device things like that, are from China. The Apple stores all over the world are shut down right now till the 27th. Yeah. So, and it's just gonna get just pile up and more. California, I think they shut down all restaurants. Unless you get takeout.
I think New York is doing that too.
I think New York's doing it too, and it's going to get bigger and bigger.
And bars,
because you got dumbasses that stay in Gomerstown, still partying and shit. Like the apocalypse isn't happening tomorrow, or maybe they do know the apocalypse happening tomorrow and don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because, and the thing is, it's like we're not, and that's the thing. It's no reason to panic, but you have to take precautions. And the reason why it's not, the virus in the realm of things. The virus, it's not the worst virus. Yes, it can kill you. It can be deadly. It's basically contagious pneumonia. Pneumonia can be deadly to certain people. Pneumonia is not fun. Shit, didn't Bernie Mac die of pneumonia?
Yeah.
He was like in his 50s and shit. So, pneumonia isn't fun. And this is a contagious form of it. So we don't need everybody to get it all at once. That's what they're trying to do. That's what this is all about.
Right.
We want because our shitty healthcare system can't handle like what's going on in Italy, where their hospitals, and they got an awesome healthcare system. Right. Their hospitals are full of patients. They're starting to let people, if you get a heart attack right now in Italy, well, that's it, because you're dead, because their hospitals are so full of virus patients.
Here's the thing. I just checked Italy's numbers. Yeah, I just checked Italy's numbers today. The deaths alone for coronavirus just today were 368.
Yeah,
that's insane.
I mean,
at the pace
their
they're
hospitals
going,
are just they're just maxed out.
Yeah,
Italy,
they're going to be more than China by probably next week.
Yeah, and then because Italy is a smaller country. They're more confined. It's the size of California. It's a denser population. Yeah. But still, they're a modern country, and they're struggling. So we don't want that to happen here, where everyone gets. Yeah, we don't have Italy's healthcare.
Right.
So, we don't want our hospitals maxed out with patients, where everybody's it's a, where they can't take care of everybody at, with that type of
right.
mass
you get
infection,
a gunshot wound, you can't get help because 50 people in already got the
Yeah.
coronavirus.
Yeah, there's no space in the hospital left because everybody's got coronavirus in the hospital, and and you come in with a stroke, they're just gonna tell you to take a fucking aspirin and go back.
Right.
Good luck.
Right.
We don't want that, so that's why stay the fuck home. So the virus spreads out over time, and we will all eventually get it. Let's just not, maybe some of us will get it in the wintertime when,
Right.
you know what I mean? And no, and yes, it's not. A lot of people are recovering, but some people aren't. Like, I don't want my dad to get it. My dad's an old man. I don't want him to get it.
Right. I mean, because
So,
right now I've looked at the world, and I don't know how it is now. They're saying like 3% death rate, stuff like that. But they said the rate it's going, they said because United States is prepared for it, they said that 100 million people might get it. So if you even look at 1% of that, that's 1 million people. What they say within a 12 to 18 month period. And that's on the low side. So we don't need it to hit us like that. So that's why we need to take every precaution, because every state has been affected so far. At the beginning of the week, it hasn't been. We were laughing, Mississippi can't get a touch, y'all. Like I was laughing. I was like, yeah, black people can't get coronavirus. That's a fucking lie. They shut the NBA down, so we know that's a lie.
Yeah.
Jackson just got hit today.
Yeah, and my state's had it. I mean, it's communicable now in my state, which means people who haven't traveled outside or have no idea how they got it somehow, which means it's spreading. It's spreading throughout the city. And 1 million people, that's a city.
Right.
That's, think about that. That's a city dead. That's a dead city.
Right.
So I mean, it's just take precautions. Don't be a dick.
Right, that's the thing.
Don't freak out.
And here's the thing that's killing me: the Bible thumpers. You can't stop me. I don't know about Corona because I got Jesus. I'm like, you still can't go out there and do stupid shit.
I forget you're in the South. I forget.
I'm in the South. You know what? Because I'm in the South, I just thought about something. People were saying that don't shake hands. Don't fist bump. Do the Wakanda sign. When you meet somebody. I'm in Mississippi. White people down here don't know what that is. Goddamn shit is that you doing to me? Like, they don't know they didn't see black. They don't even know what Black Panther is down here. So we can't do that. But at the same time, don't shake hands, don't fist bump, don't touch, don't be a hugger unless you have big tits. That's different, But other than that, just be smart, But
I'll motorboat. I'll motorboat, but then I'll wash my face.
We were risking all I'll go this coronavirus as well.
I'll wash it.
Like, there are some exceptions, Like, we're going to quarantine. I don't care. But like I said, Mississippi has been not here. We're still in precaution. I'm pretty sure they're going to shut down the colleges down here too, because like I said, it was a college student that got infected, and if you get affected on a college campus, that shit could just run rampant, So I don't know, man.
Yeah, and just look what happened to China. They're just now starting to come out of it. And when did that shit start? In November?
Yeah.
When did it start? November, December. So that's what, 3-4 months ago. Right. So basically that's where we're heading. The next few months are going to be like this. Well, you got to take it seriously. Stay home if you can. If, quit fucking hogging up all the ass wipe.
Right.
Also, I'm going to start shitting on people's lawns.
Right.
Like, who got all the toilet paper? I'm shitting on your lawn.
Like, look at that license plate where they just got a whole bunch of toilet paper in there. Okay, I'm going to follow you.
Yeah, no shit.
So, hopefully we'll be smart about this. But the thing is, I feel like we do need to be over precautious right now. We do. Because maybe we do need to be over precautious, but not do stupid shit like buy toilet paper. But if we over precautious, and if nothing happens, and we have a low death rate when it's all said and done, then we can at least look back and say, were we over precautious? Maybe we were. But say if we don't take the precautions, and then this shit gets out of hand, then we're gonna look like, damn, we should have did what we were supposed to do.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was talking to people about this. I'm like, at least we're doing this for this virus,
right?
at least this isn't Ebola, a massive outbreak of Ebola or smallpox or something deadly.
Right.
You know, because if you get plague, you're fucked. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, at least it's something not, like I said, in the realm of things, the coronavirus is not as bad as Ebola, where if you get it, they got a vaccine, but you got to get it in a certain amount of time. You get Ebola, you're dead, pretty much dead. The survival rate is very low,
Right.
for all age groups. No, you don't want Ebola. So at least it's not that. And this is like a practice round for us. I'm trying to think of it as like, yeah, this is a milder virus.
Mm-hmm.
It's deadly. It is killing people. It's to be taken seriously, but at least it could be a lot worse. Like it could be like you can't leave your house at all.
Right.
And you got it
hopefully
could be
we don't
like
get on a martial law, tanks running down the streets and stuff, like Spain and Italy,
Yeah, it could be like outbreak where you got to leave the fucking towel on the door and force quarantine in your house, and the military and fucking gas masks running up and down your streets, ready to shoot you on sight if you.
Right.
At least it's not that,
Right.
And I know people are acting like that, but it's not.
Oh man, like I said, it's just been just a depressing week just for everything. Like you've been looking on TV, social media, you've been all around the world. It's just a thing. But like I said, this is supposed to be an upbeat, fun podcast. It's not CNN. This is not. Yeah, remember we talk about comics and bullshit. Yeah, that's what we're here for. That's what people want to tune in for. So now we're going to, from here on out, we're going to lighten the mood. We're done with coronavirus for this episode. We're done with the apocalypse for this episode. We're just going to talk about just fun shit, or as much fun as there could have been this week, But let's get to the point. Like I said, let's move on. The next part of the podcast is where we talk about the box office numbers. And Eli, you might get this one. I don't know. What was the number one movie of the week?
I'm just going to throw it out there. Was it Bloodshot?
It was not.
Oh, damn. Damn. Yeah.
It was a Disney movie.
Oh, so it was that what's it called? The Magic movie. It's like the Magic.
Yeah,
Kids
the Magic Pants movie, Onward. The Pixar.
Onward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Onward.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Onward was still number one. Number two was I Still Believe. I think it's like a Christian movie or something. And number three.
Really?
Yeah. Right. And number three was Bloodshot. And so
okay.
Should I start my review now or just go from there?
We can talk about Bloodshot.
I guess we can talk about Bloodshot. Okay. So let me look at my notes. So yes,
I did not see it. I didn't get a chance to see it.
Okay. Now was there a reason why you didn't see it? Like were you fearing for your life not to see it, or? No,
I mean, my kid, like I said, my kid has been, my kids have been out of school all week, and my older son has been out and about and hasn't been home, so I haven't had a sitter. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking about seeing it tonight, but then I was driving around trying to find bread.
Right.
And I didn't get a chance to because I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna miss that movie trying to going to all these damn grocery stores trying to find bread. So I just didn't get a chance to see it, but I wanted to. I mean, I wanted to see it. I had planned on seeing it because AMC down the street here, they started limiting the capacity.
Oh,
so they're not going to let
some of them shutting down.
Yeah, well, they started to limit capacity, so they don't want people sitting next to each other or whatever. Trying to limit contact with people, so they're not filling up the theaters. That's what they're starting to do. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I wanted to see it this weekend because I was afraid, it's going to be my only chance to see it because that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. They're going to shut the theaters down and I won't be able to see.
You won't be able to see anything, right?
Yeah.
All right. So here's my review. People have been asking, should they see it? Should they not see it? We've seen the Rotten Tomatoes score on it. Like I said, it debuted at number 3. A Christian movie beat it, so that should tell you something. So my review of the movie. This is the best superhero movie of 2002. Basically.
Really?
Yeah.
2002?
Yes, 2002. Like the best way I can tell you about this movie.
2020?
Not 2020. No, of 2002. Like if this movie came out in 2002.
2002.
Right, 2002.
Yeah.
If it came out in 2002, we would be losing our shit over this movie. But now because the market's kind of oversaturated, it's just another superhero movie. Now, should you go see this movie? Should you not go see this movie? I'll tell you this: if you are a fan of Vin Diesel movies, or you like Vin Diesel movies, you will like this movie. If you do not like Vin Diesel movies, you will not like this movie, because this is pretty much just Triple X. And what was that other one he did? It was another one. Not Fast Furious, but the Riddick
Fast
movies. Not those.
Oh, yeah, the Riddick.
The Riddick movies. It's like those movies. But if anything, this movie is more realistic than those movies are. Because, yes, Vin Diesel has superpowers in this movie, but at least in this movie, they explain he has superpowers. He's doing the same shit in this movie than he is in the other movies. Triple X and Riddick. Riddick's supposed to be like a regular ass dude just doing super shit, for no reason. So Vin Diesel's doing all this shit right here. Like I said, you watch this movie, I'll say one thing. The trailer fucked this movie. The trailer fucked this movie hard. Because the trailer just gave away the plot. Like, before I even walked in, because they told you the whole plot. If you haven't seen the trailer, I'm not going to recite the trailer, but when I saw the trailer, I'm just like, whoa, you showing too much shit. So when the movie is in there and there is like a plot twist in there, where the movie throws your curveball, you like, well, since I saw the trailer, I've already know where this is going. So it kind of just so it did kind of, change my opinion of the movie. I feel like I might have had a more entertaining time or a higher opinion of this movie if I didn't know where the plot was going. But since they already told me ahead of time, it's like, whatever. Some of the action scenes, the first couple action scenes were kind of shoddy. Okay. Remember how we always talk about Marvel, where they got these second unit guys that come in and do all the action shit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the second unit guy, one of those second unit guys directed this movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, and you can tell. So, like I said, some of the action scenes were they spent a whole lot of money on Vin Diesel's nano effects, and they had a lot of slow motion scenes in there, and they're actually like super tight, like those Christopher Nolan fight scene movies. I'm like, oh shit. But the third act was actually pretty entertaining. The camera cut back some. You actually see the action. It was like really, really, clear and concise. I was like, cool. Vin Diesel was playing Vin Diesel. I don't know what Bloodshot is like in the comic. Like I said, I've never read a Bloodshot comic before, and people are saying, "Oh, he's miscast. This or that." I don't know. If he's like basically Vin Diesel's just playing the same character he plays in every movie. So take that or leave it, whatever. I will say this: the Spanish chick that was in this movie, Eli, she was hot as shit.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. She was in Baby Driver.
She was in Baby Driver. She was also in Hobbs and Shaw. She didn't really do too much in this one, but she was like one of the main characters in this movie. Hot as shit. It was sometimes like Guy Pearce in the movie also. He's like breaking it down to Vin Diesel, like all the shit. He got Vin Diesel, you got nanites in your blood and you can blah, blah, blah. You can blah, blah, blah. They don't even put the camera on them. They put the camera on her the whole time. And just like.
She bending over the whole time.
Right. So I'm just like, it's distracting the fuck out of me. Like, I don't know what the hell Guy Pearce is talking about. So, and then they come back to Vin Diesel. Okay, did you catch all that? And I'm in the audience like, nah, I didn't. I'm sorry. Because it was just on her the whole time. And Vin Diesel's like, yeah, go kill a bunch of dudes. I'm in the army and shit like that. So, yeah. Yeah, that's all I can take. Like I said, if you like Vin Diesel movies, you'll like this. If you like superhero movies in general, it wasn't a bad movie. It was okay. It was passable entertainment. Yeah. Now, I know the Rotten Tomato score, or the critic scores want to just throw this movie under the bus and say it was like Green Lantern or some shit like that. It wasn't that. It was just like another superhero movie you would see. If it came on TV again, I sit down like, okay, I'll watch it. It wasn't abysmal. It didn't offend me or anything like that. It was a pretty paint by numbers superhero movie where he gets superpowers. Yeah. And he's, it wasn't X-Men Origins or anything like that. Even though it had the exact same plot, which I'm going to talk about later on. Pretty much an ex-military vet undergoes a procedure, gets superpowers, he becomes an unstoppable killing machine, healing powers, has amnesia, trying to get revenge on the organization that took away the woman he loves. Oh yeah, that's Deadpool also. Okay, this is Deadpool. This is Deadpool without the humor.
It's Deadpool, Deadshot, Death Blow, Deathstroke,
right?
Bloodshot. It's
right. That's the thing. It's all those like it's
they're
copy
all
and paste.
Terminator.
Yeah.
They're all Punisher rip.
Right. It's all.
Yeah,
of that.
I said it.
Yeah.
I said it.
So this thing,
chew on that shit, nerds.
now I've seen the Valiant guys are kind of afraid to say this movie was bad, but this thing, the movie wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad. It was a serviceable movie. That's all I can say. It's serviceable. It was.
I think, I think, because of Marvel and the standards are so high for comic book movies, yes, you have to meet that certain criteria to be labeled a good movie, and some movies will fall through the crack, like Birds of Prey, like this movie, I loved Hellboy. No one else does. You just got to, if you're a fan, if you're a fan of of the comic, you might like that shit. Right. If you're not, you probably won't. And that's kind of where we're at now. You have like the popular movies and the unpopular movies that just like the comic books. You have the big two, DC and Marvel. Then you got a bunch of indies that no one reads, and except a few fans that know the shit and like it, and but for the most part, yeah, we're seeing this difference in the quality and our expectations of what we want from Marvel. Has spoiled us. And now we expect every comic book movie to be this grand epic, thing. And some of them you just want to see a dude shoot up a bunch of motherfuckers. Right. That's
the funny thing about it, like my date that went with me, like she, it said at the beginning of the movie based on best-selling comic books like that. So she's gonna ask me, okay, so is he Marvel or DC? He's Valiant. like what the fuck is a Valiant?
Yeah.
So I got to break that shit down to her, it's like that. But I was just like, whatever. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, and they didn't spend a whole lot. This movie budget was like $40 million, some shit like that. So it's not like a Marvel where they just go all out, $200 million, rebuild Wakanda or some shit like that. It was a pretty basic, action movie. It was just a regular action movie, just with a dude with superpowers in it, So you can't expect this grandiose, it's just like exactly what you said. You can't expect this grandiose epic or anything like that. It was, at the end of the day, it was a movie. They made a movie. Yeah.
And if you're a fan of Bloodshot, if you're a fan of the Valiant universe, then you probably will like it.
Probably won't, because you know how these Valiant fans are. It didn't follow issue 23 where he, some shit like they're going to start nitpicking the shit.
That's just comic nerd shit. Every nerds just like that shit anyways.
Right.
But, there's like certain, because we've come a long way since the shit.
Steel and Spawn. Yeah, the Phantom.
You know what I watched the other day? I watched the other day, like 2 days ago. The Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd.
I'll be honest with you. I love that movie.
I hadn't seen it in a while.
Yeah.
And I remember digging on it back then,
Mm-hmm.
But I watched it and I'm like, wow, the actors, they're so corny. All the performances are so over the top and corny. It's like, you know what? This was back in the 90s. This is a comic book movie. They probably didn't take it seriously. You could totally tell the actors aren't taking it seriously. Right. They're just going through these big over the top caricature performances because it's a comic book movie. It's a comic book. So they think, oh, it's just comic book. It's not to be taken seriously. And that was back then. But now you got Robert Downey Jr. and fucking, making motherfuckers cry and shit.
Right.
We expect more. We expect better performances from our superheroes and shit.
Right.
So yeah.
And I will say this: nobody in Bloodshot is given an Oscar in performance. Nobody, except that Spanish chick's ass. That's about it.
That would get me to watch the Oscars.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and what's fucked up, since movies are canceled for the rest of 2020, Bloodshot might be up for Oscar. It's the only movie that came out.
Oh, shit.
That and Birds of Prey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, let me slap a score on this bad boy. Okay, so, what am I gonna give it? What am I gonna give it? 3 out of 5. I almost gave it a 3.5 out of 5, but I feel like some of the action at the beginning was just kind of, and the trailer fucked the movie. 13. The trailer fucked. If the trailer fucked the movie, I would probably give it 3.5 out of 5. But as it stands, 3 out of 5. Because it's derivative. Does this movie make me want to dig into Bloodshot comics? No. It pretty much just shows me that Bloodshot was exactly what I thought he was, a Wolverine ripoff. Wolverine with guns.
Yeah, but I was about to say, exactly. He's, yeah.
That's what the movie came across, and that's what I always thought he was,
Punisher with the healing factor,
Basically, yeah. I mean, but
Max Payne on God mode. You ever play Max Payne on
with
God
the cheat
mode?
code, right?
Yeah, endless ammo, endless life energy. You're basically the fucking Terminator. You just go, you just
Right,
murk
that's-
motherfucker.
It's
It's awesome.
I'm so glad you fucking said it. I'm so glad you said it. That's the thing about it. Okay, so Bloodshot is a ripoff of other comic book characters. However, this movie is a ripoff of other movies. But the comic book character is a ripoff of the movies also. This is Terminator, like you said. It's RoboCop, right down beat for beat. This is a RoboCop. This is the RoboCop remake we deserve. I would say this is better than the RoboCop remake we got. It's a better RoboCop movie than a RoboCop movie. It's also,
Well, yeah.
It's also word beat for beat. Not only RoboCop, Universal Soldier, which I think also is a RoboCop ripoff. Also, so to me, that's all blood. And keep in mind, Bloodshot came in the '90s. RoboCop Universal Soldier came in the '80s. You could tell that not only were they ripping off Wolverine, they were like, "I like RoboCop.
What's her face?
I like Universal."
What's her name? Charlie Baltimore. What's the chick? What the fuck?
Charlie Baltimore. Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, she didn't have superpowers though, but she just could
She was like a
kick
super.
mad ass.
She was Black Widow before Black Widow. So
Yeah.
yeah, Samuel Jackson was even in it.
Yeah. Na 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 na.
And I love that movie, Long Kiss Goodnight. But yeah, that's what this movie was. It was pretty much a ripoff of all those super soldiers, cybernetic, whatever the fucks, come to kill. And that's how we read in the comic because, like I said, RoboCop was such a popular movie that pretty much everybody's ripping them off. Hell, Frank Miller wrote the sequel of the comic.
Mm-hmm.
And they just turned that into a movie. So yeah, that's all Bloodshot is. But like I said,
he wrote like, didn't he write like 2 and 3? Like
yeah,
he's a screenwriter.
because after the movie
I know
came
he wrote
out,
the third one because there's a ninja in that one. He put a ninja.
He put a ninja
one.
in that one. So yeah, Frank Miller is a screenplay. He's in the movie actually.
Oh shit!
He has a cameo.
I'm not gonna go back and watch it. To see Frank Miller.
But here's the thing with that. Now, have you read those Frank Miller RoboCop comics?
No,
I've actually heard they're pretty good. I heard but you know how when when it goes from comic, to movie, shit gets changed around like that. So they didn't adapt it how it should have been. But for the most part, that's what started his hate affair with Hollywood, was working on those movies. Right, because he said they basically fucked the script up. One of these days, I want to sit down and read those RoboCop comics. But basically the movie was like beat for beat, like a huge robot named Kane, calling himself RoboCop 2. But all that shit was in there. The ninja, like you said, all that shit was in there. So, and it was a Dark Horse book also. So that's the thing about it. When he got ripped apart and all this shit and reprogrammed, all that shit was in the comic too. So yeah, they ripped this shit off. So
fuck a refrigerator.
I don't remember that. So you're gonna make me rewatch RoboCop 2 again?
That's RoboCop 2. I just threw that little kid. Go fuck a refrigerator.
But here's what I want to talk about with Bloodshot. We can go a little bit deep into Bloodshot because Bloodshot comes from an era of comics. Now, for non-comic book fans, now when I mean comic book fans, I mean comic book fans that read comics. Not I watched a cartoon or two. I watched all the MCU movies. No, the comic fans. They know what I'm talking about. Bloodshot comes from the 90s. Now, comic fans refer to the 90s as the Dark Ages. Like you got the Bronze Age, the Silver Age, the 90s was the Dark Age because that's the shit that basically killed the industry. Because all the stupid shit they were doing, all the bad heroes they were doing like this. Like, I'm not going to say Bloodshot was a bad hero, but I didn't read Bloodshot. I'm going to tell you why I didn't read Bloodshot. Because, yes, Bloodshot was pretty much every 90s superhero at the time. He was Deathstroke, he was Deadpool, he was Deathblow, he was Death something, he was Moon something, whatever. The reason I didn't read him, even though he had the same backstory as all those other guys, because his art sucked. That's the thing. You can do anything I'm sorry. They can hate Eric and them can hate me all they want to. Though that art on those first books fucking suck. Now here's the thing. You can do anything you wanted back, like Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, Todd McFarlane, Will Spacey, all those guys. They could do whatever they wanted. They had the green light to do whatever they wanted and write whatever they wanted because the writing sucked, but the art was beautiful. You open up a Spawn book, every Spawn page looks like a poster. So half the time you didn't care what Wildcats shit. It was X-Men ripoff. But who cares? It looked awesome.
Gen 13.
Gen 13. Oh, the chick was like, why was she naked in every page? Oh no, my clothes got blown off.
Because we were stupid and
Yeah, we were stupid. We were 14. I answered my own question. But
everybody had guns. That was the thing. Everybody
had guns, muscles, healing factor, and if you was a team book, you had a guy on the team that had that shit. Guns, factory. Oh, and he smoked.
Yeah. Wet Works, fucking was
I
it
forgot
Team
about Wet
7?
Works. Yeah.
I remember I used to read some. I read some Wet Works.
Young Blood, all this shit.
Blood Strike, Super Patriot. Remember Super Patriot?
Oh, yeah, I remember Super Patriot.
Yeah.
No, see, that's why the 90s.
Yeah, Cyber Force. Yeah, Cyber
Force. I kind of like
Native
Cyber Force. Cyber Force had that Ripclaw Wolverine dude.
Yeah, Ripclaw, Native Wolverine. Yeah,
Native Wolverine. He was kind of cool. Not even gonna lie.
He was Native Wolverine. I had some. I met fucking what's his name? Silvestri, Mark Silvestri.
Mark Silvestri did Cyber Force. That's right. Yeah.
At a con, and I had my not Bloodshot.
Get him confused.
Rip
Death
Claw.
Blow or yeah.
Death Blow. I got Death Blow too. I got that Death Blow glossy cover.
And
still,
that's
probably
I keep getting confused Bloodshot with Death Blow because there's so many Death, Blood, Moon, War, Strike dudes back then.
Yeah, Blood Strike, Blood Stroke, or Deathstroke.
Like I don't know who is who. I just know that this dude has shitty artwork, so I know he's with the other team. He's not Image.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, fucking yeah. Like, Mark Silvestri. He signed my Ripclaw book. But I was like Mark Silvestri. He was my dude. I mean, I was read The Darkness and fucking Witchblade.
Oh, Witchblade. Oh shit. Yeah, she was naked all the time in those books also.
Yeah, I mean, I was in all that shit. Lady Death. I was an Image though, but I was reading Lady Death.
Because she was naked also.
Ernie. Yeah, she was just a big old titty bitch taking over hell, killing Satan.
She had her own swimsuit issue.
Dope. Yeah, she did.
Like why? Well, we know why.
Yeah,
I answered my
that's
question.
all. That's the '90s: guns and tits.
Right. They thought that's all we wanted, and it's pretty much all we did want it because those all the books were sold.
Yeah, the Wizard swimsuit issue.
Like I keep telling people like, why did X-Men was so popular in the '90s? That's why the X-Men was so popular in the '90s. Storm, Rogue, Jean Grey with that green short skirt, Psylocke. Right. Yeah. That's why it was popular because for some reason, whenever Professor X called them, X-Men, come to the room, we have emergency. They were always in the shower for some reason. Like why?
Then you get then Gen 13. What's her face? Fairchild. What was her name? Yeah, fucking the native broad. What was her name?
Riptide.
Rain Dancer or whatever the fuck, or Rain something, or some fucking Rain, some shit. I can't even remember. It was stupid. I hated Gen 13 just because of that. But yeah, they were all drawn with big tits and fat asses and always bending over, even in battle.
I used to read Catwoman back then. I used to read Catwoman back then.
Yeah. Like even while they were fighting, like there'd be a big fight scene and all the chicks would be all like a doggy style and shit with their legs spread open.
Right. Oh man, that's why the '90s sucked, man.
And that's why Todd McFarlane invented the necroplasm meter, so it was an excuse to give fucking Spawn guns. If he uses his power,
like you're a wizard, you're a magic dude. Why do you have guns?
Yeah. Well, his power starts draining if he keeps using it. So he can't use his power all the time. That's why he uses guns.
Not even gonna lie, Eli. When I saw Spawn pull guns, I was like, "This is the greatest shit I've ever seen in my life."
It sure fucking was. It sure.
Like they knew what to sell us.
Yeah, I was at that prime age. I was like, shit, fuck Marvel. This is the real dope shit here, man.
Right. I mean, because we thought he was like a magic dude. He's just magic. Like, nah, I got fucking guns. Like, I'm gonna just blow motherfuckers away. So he's like Punisher and Doctor Strange put together.
Yeah.
Which sounds fucking up.
I was like, fuck the Hulk.
Right.
Yeah, I was even like, fuck the Hulk. Pitt, motherfucker, Pitt.
Oh, I forgot about Pitt. Oh shit, I never understood Pitt. He was just weird, but yeah.
Well, he took like an issue every 6 months. That was another thing. His Image guys got delayed, and like
they were too
Pitt
busy
was
partying
delayed so long. Yeah,
cocaine and shit. What the fuck they were doing?
Yeah, they were all like rich. Yeah, they were rock stars. Liefeld, McFarlane, they were all rock stars.
Yeah.
Fucking and Kevin Eastman, the guy of Ninja Turtle marrying Julie Strain, Penthouse Pet Julie Strain.
Like man, and then since they were independent, nobody could tell them what to do. They just do whatever they want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
Oh.
But yeah, Bloodshot. Yeah.
But that's my thing. his art sucked. That's the thing about art. And now maybe he's gotten better. Maybe his stories have gotten more fleshed out. Like I said, these Valiant dudes, these fanboys, just go fucking crazy over him. They just love Bloodshot. But I'm like, I don't see the appeal.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Yeah, I never fucked with Valiant because the first Valiant book I ever saw was that Magnus, the robot fighter,
the dude in the dress and the go-go boots.
Yeah, and he was just punching robots, and I just thought,
was he a robot or did he fight robots? Like I never understood the robot fighter thing.
I didn't read it to figure it out.
Okay, I just know this dude has a dress and go-go boots, and he's punching robots.
That was like, no, I'm not going to read Valiant, and that was like I was turned off to Valiant just because of that.
That was their guy. They pushed him. That was their Superman. That was their Spawn. This dude in the dress. So I'm just like, maybe bring him back or something. I don't know.
So that was funny. Like all these years later, when people are talking about Valiant, I was like, really? The robot fighter guy? Like, where's he? Where is he?
Yeah, the thing about the robot fighter guy, I don't think they own the rights to him. I think they license him or something. So I don't think they even own the rights to him anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think he's like an old 50s character, something like that. He just had hanging around.
Yeah, maybe. He seemed really cheesy, but I just remember Valiant they were trying to be like Image. You know what I mean? They were like another company, and they were pushing hard, and and that's
the thing I want to talk about Valiant. I guess we're gonna talk. I guess it's gonna be a Valiant episode. I guess. Okay, so the reason Valiant got started, and I don't even know if the Valiant guys know this, because they got started by Jim Shooter. Now, Jim Shooter is a very controversial figure because Jim Shooter is the guy that pretty much made Marvel what it is. After Stan Lee, of course. He's the guy that pretty much invented the crossover event. He's the guy that used to write all those Avengers books and shit like that. He wrote Secret Wars. He pretty much made it like when he was running Marvel that continuity had to be a thing, and if it didn't, I'm firing you. That's pretty much what it is. They hated his ass. Eventually, he got fired. So he got fired from there, bounced around a little bit there, and then he got picked up by Valiant. He helped start Valiant, and he ran Valiant the exact same way. Continuity had to be key. So if you reading Bloodshot, you weren't just reading Bloodshot. You had to read the whole Valiant universe to know what the fuck was going on. Mm-hmm. Because Exo-Man of War would show up, and
Yeah, because when I did eventually start reading, because we remember shout out to Eric, Ogar on Get Valiant. He used to podcast with us, and he's a huge Valiant fan.
Right.
And I remember just picking up whatever Harbinger or whatever it was, and it made references to because Bloodshot would show up in Harbingers and all that, and Bloodshot fought with the Psyots and all the kids, and that's the stuff that I read. Can't say I'm a big fan. I didn't follow it that long, but I did read some of that, and it's all connected. Yeah, Bloodshot fights with the Harbinger. The Harbinger War. I did read the Harbinger Wars.
Mm-hmm.
That they're X-Men or whatever. They're mutants. They're special ability team.
And that's the thing about Valiant. All of the heroes just seem like rip-offs of other heroes. So I don't know.
Yeah, they're just. It's just a little bit more violent. That's the thing. It's like what Image was doing. It was a superhero, same superhero trope. Only they could, they could swear. They could get bloody. They could. Their chicks are naked running around.
I mean, Image was doing that, so it's like
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's what it seemed like. It was just like a harder version of stuff we already know.
Right. I mean, like I said, Bloodshot he couldn't be made back in the 60s or the 70s because you can look at him and tell this is a hero born from the 90s.
Yeah. And that's what my comic guy, Tony at Level Up. I mean, they got a few stores open around town, but the one I was going to, he, when I first picked up Bloodshot, he was like, "Oh yeah, he's the totally 90s." That's what he said to me when I picked up the Bloodshot. That's some real total 90s shit right there. I'm like, okay.
Like he's born from that era. You can tell every hero when they were born from. Like for instance, like heroes from the last decade. They don't make new heroes. They just making race swap and gender swap versions of those heroes. What's the most popular hero of the 2010s era? Miles Morales. Spider-Man.
Oh, I was gonna say Ms. Marvel.
Okay, Ms. Marvel, same thing.
Yeah, Kamala Khan. Yeah,
right, the same things.
Yeah, no shit.
So that's them, what they're doing. But like I said, the 90s, that's what they did. They were just like guns, titties, pouches, muscles. That's what it was. You know?
Yeah.
So you can just tell.
I mean, that's where Deadpool got popular. I mean,
and that's the thing. Like when Liefeld made Deadpool,
he was like the catalyst almost of that shit. Him and Cable were like the catalyst of that.
I forgot about Cable. Oh, how do we forget about Cable?
Cable, yeah, with his big giant vacuum cleaner guns and shit.
Guns bigger than him and shit. You know?
Yeah. Like, what the fuck are those things shooting?
Oh man, that 90s sucked, man. It was so bad. I remember I keep posting a picture about even Superman had guns at one time.
Yeah, like
during the reign of Superman, he just pulled out guns and shit. Like, why does Superman have guns and a knife? He had a knife on him. Man. Can we move past that?
Sure.
Do we have anything else to talk about before I move to the video game section?
Well, I mean, I just said I read that new Bloodshot issue. Do you want to talk about? I mean,
no, we're gonna talk about that in the thing.
You want to talk about comics? Oh, I thought there was just going to be the whole Bloodshot.
I don't want to talk about Bloodshot. That we're going to direct everybody to get Valiant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know. So
you can shit on it.
I was just going to try to ride the Bloodshot wave. And I read the comic.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about it. We'll talk about it later on. All right. So, video game section real quick. We'll talk about E3 is canceled. Duh. Yeah. I'm crossing my fingers.
Along with everything else.
As long as everything. It was big news Monday when it happened. But now it's not that big news. So,
yeah.
They saying the thing might push back the Xbox 5 and the Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, something like that. Because all the shit comes from China. So, who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see. Let me see if we can move on to the next part of the podcast.
Sure.
All right, this is the part where we actually talk about the comic books, the comic book bullies, where Eli's also going to talk about more Bloodshot, because this is where he was born from. But before we get to that, we're going to talk about the X-Minute, and I guess we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about what X-Men number 8 or 9. Which one is this one? This is number, I'm trying to find it. Number 8. Okay, X-Men number 8. So basically how the book starts off, it starts off in space, and it's the Brood. Now the Brood the Brood actually predate the aliens, but they're pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Oh shit, the Brood's back, huh?
Yeah, the Brood. Oh yeah, I love the Brood, man. The Brood are awesome.
Brood's awesome.
Yeah, they don't use the Brood like they need to. But anyway, the Brood are coming to Earth. The Summers see them first. The Summers live on the moon, and Havoc and Cyclops see their brother Vulcan, Gabriel, whatever his name is. He's on the ground, drunk as shit with his friends because apparently he parties every night that hard in their house. They're like, dude, you got to clean up. You got to do something. You just can't be here just getting drunk all the fucking night and shit like that. Like, no, man, I'm trying to forget. I'm trying to ease the pain or whatever. And then they look up and then they see the Brood, pass by them from the moon and head straight to Earth. Like, what the fuck is the Brood going to the Earth for? Now, the reason the Brood is going to Earth, and not only is it going to Earth, they're going to Krakoa. The reason they're going to Krakoa because your people, the New Mutants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're back from their Shi'ar adventure and shit like that, so they're back on Krakoa, and they took from them the egg from one of the Brood's brood or whatever, hives or whatever like that. They took one of the eggs, so the Brood apparently can track that egg anywhere in the galaxy, and they're headed right to Krakoa to get there, and they invade Krakoa and just this big bug fight and shit like that, and the X-Men just fighting bugs and shit. Cyclops goes to magic. He like, open a path, open a portal for me. I'm about to blast them, so make sure you get your people out of the way. So she opens up like a 1,000 portals and shit like that. He blasts his heat vision through one of them, and the heat vision goes through all the other portals and other things, just like kills a whole bunch of bugs like that. They're like, okay, that's a pretty cool way to use your powers. But they realize they're not going to want to fight like that because the Broods are going to just keep coming. They're like, this is just the first wave. They're going to keep coming until they get this egg. So what we need to do, get this egg and get it the fuck out of here. So they're going to take the egg and they're going to go to the Shi'ar space to get the Brood away from them. But while they're doing that,
hold on.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. No,
oh, okay. Okay, cool. All right. So meanwhile, while they're heading to Shi'ar space, we go to Shi'ar space and we see that the Starjammers have been kidnapped by Ronan the Accuser. Ronan the Accuser wants that egg for himself. Why he want it, we don't know. But he made a deal with Sunspot. Not Sunshine. Sunspot. Sunspot got on a phone call with Ronan the Accuser saying, I can get this egg for you if you let the Starjammers go. And Smasher, who's one of the Imperial Guard of the Shi'ar, overheard the conversation. She called Gladiator telling Gladiator that the X-Men have the egg and headed to Shi'ar space, and Ronan the Accuser is looking for him. So apparently there's gonna be some big blowout between the X-Men, the Shi'ar, Ronan the Accuser, the Starjammers, and the Brood, and it's gonna fight it out in Shi'ar space. That's what it looked like it's going, but I guess we're gonna wait for the next issue. It seemed like this is the first two-part, because so far Hickman has been writing all these X-Men stories as one-shots. They've all been one and done stories. So there's no way I hope this is not some cliffhanger. He goes to the next issue and some other bullshit we're talking about. I want to see what this leads to, because it seems like it's gonna be an all-out war, especially since, you know, I want to see something that has longer lasting conflicts of what's going on with this story right now. So overall, I'll give the book a 3.5 out of 5 if it's a setup for another story. So yeah, we can go from there.
All right, cool. Hey, could you hold on a sec? I gotta go deal with my kid. I gotta do some daddy shit real quick.
Oh, cool.
Just
cool. Take care.
Yeah, just we'll just just edit this part out or whatever.
Okay.
Like, give me a few minutes. Yeah, hold up.
Cool. That's the girl from Infamima. Yes, we're doing interlude right now, and I guess I would do another one for the long, soft nights of comic book bullies. You are listening to us tonight. We're taking callers if you want to call in, even though we're not recording live. But just in case, if you do, we will. What other little diddles do we have tonight? Yeah, I'm gonna edit this out, but I'm just keep going anyway. You know what I can do? While he's gone, I'm gonna just talk more about Bloodshot on there. I'm gonna actually do some spoilers on there. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers about what's going on with Bloodshot, tune out, because I'm just gonna go with that. So apparently with Bloodshot, what also happened in that one is some other good things. Here's the twist that happened with Bloodshot. And if you've seen the trailer, you know what's going on. So apparently he was going around killing all these people that the government was telling him to kill. But what they were doing is that they were reprogramming his head to make him think whoever they wanted to kill was killing. So that was the twist that was spoiled in the trailer, that we didn't know what was going to happen. So it wasn't as predictable as you thought it was going to be. It was actually kind of an interesting twist, because he wasn't killing who you thought he was. He was actually working for the bad guys the entire time. And it's basically the whole moral of the plot of the movie was basically saying, like, whatever your past was, no matter how violent your past is, these evil corporations want to control you, but you have your own freedom. And that's what the whole point of it was trying to make, because evil corporation will try to turn you to a barcode, and they want to do that. I heard this other crazy shit also. So here's the crazy thing, and I don't want to tell Eli about this, but there's some other crazy shit that people are actually connecting Bloodshot to the coronavirus. Here's some weird shit I heard. So apparently the coronavirus, they were saying, is because there's all kinds of conspiracy theories out right now. So the coronavirus is apparently man-made by the government, because apparently there's a worldwide government that wants to eliminate everybody for some reason. I don't know. Weird theory. But let me keep going with that one. So apparently they were like, yeah, just like if you watch that Bloodshot movie. Because in the Bloodshot movie, the government takes him and they inject him with all kind of nanomachines and nanobites into his blood. That's what the government is doing to us now. That's why they want us to get vaccine so they can turn us into Bloodshot. They're trying to tell you what's going on right now. You got to understand. Open your third eye. Wake the fuck up, my brother. Bloodshot is telling you what they're doing. So I'm like, y'all smoke too much weed. I'm sorry. There's no way Bloodshot is a precursor or a harbinger to what's going on with COVID-19 right now. You're making too big of a leap of logic right now. That doesn't make any sense. So, no, it's not. It's a movie. That's all. It's just a movie. Watch it. Forget about your brain. Leave it at the door. And when you leave at a theater, pick it back up on the way back out. That's all. Everything had to be a conspiracy theory. That's what. How is it? How is coronavirus a conspiracy theory anyway? How is this mission accomplished that they have everybody panic and feel like that? Who is profiting from this? Who? The entire world is in panic mode right now. So there's not like one single government that is profiting from this. Matter of fact, the government is losing money with all this stuff like that. Who's profiting from Disney World getting shut down? Who's profiting from all the?
Just get it for her when it's done.
Okay. Anyway, I feel like he just walked in on me.
All right.
Damn it, Eli, I was having a good conversation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you play it back when we get there.
Okay.
I just went on a rant. And I didn't even know what I was talking about for a second.
Well, good job. Yeah. I'm agree with you. Just because.
Well,
because I gotta have your back.
Well, thank you. Oh, I was actually when you listen to it a second ago, I'll let you listen to it. But I actually connected how people on Twitter are connecting Bloodshot to the coronavirus. How Bloodshot predicted it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just listen to it later on, and you'll get to
it.
But
I'm just trying to think. Is this all gonna give us like nanates and shit?
That's what they're saying because we're gonna get vaccine.
Okay, we're all gonna like get healing factor and shit.
Basically, yeah, become war soldiers. Yeah. Open your third eye, Eli.
Stay woke.
Right. All right, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go with Immortal Hulk number 32.
Oh, they did come out. Zenmu is on there.
Zemu is back.
Ooh.
So Zemu, like the first Hulk, has returned. The Minotaur, he's like the CEO of Roxxon. He's engineered Zemu and to make it look like he saved the city from that giant monster attack last issue. And they blamed it all on the Hulk. So now Zemu, he's all on TV. He's gone viral. He's a big hero. The public loves him, But Zemu has found a way to like plant false memories in everybody's head. Sort of like that weaponized nostalgia. And it's like the Mandela effect, Where
you think something has happened, but it never really happened.
Yeah, where the public has this false memory that they all sort of believe in just through like mass hysteria or whatever. But they plan on taking over the world. So there's this, that they're using it to basically distract everybody, and they're going to take over the world and turn the Earth into like this magic planet. And I think that has to do with whatever happened in War of the Realms or whatever, because the Minotaur, some shit. But Magic Planet. And Magic Planet is also the name of the TV show that everybody keeps saying, oh yeah, I remember Zemu. He was on the Magic Planet TV show. So that's their planning. He ends up like eating like this one of the Minotaur's like assistants, like really weird. Like the Zemu is like kind of like mechanical. It's really weird. He ends up eating this guy. It's a really weird, bizarre scene of how the mechanics of Zemu works. I was like, what the fuck? Anyways, so cut to Bruce Banner. He's all loopy. His mind has been taken over by Zemu, just like the rest of the world. And he's been suppressing the Hulk, and so the Hulk can't change. He can't change into the Hulk because, Bruce Banner's mind's been taken over and he can't bring the Hulk out, the Hulk personalities. So Dr. McGowan, she's one of the scientists from the Shadow Site who's basically working with the crew now. She begins to realize that Zemu is, what he's doing. She realizes that these are false memories and all that shit. And there's this really interesting scene with Doc Samson, and she explains that she's transgender, and the way she was able to figure out what Zemu is doing is by her transition to, with her transition, how she was able to figure out who she was by this sort of reflecting on what the world was trying to force on her as what those outside expectations of what the world, throws and sort of labels what your gender is supposed to do. So she was able to like block those out and sort of do this whole self-recovery or discovery. Like sort of figure out who she is and learn to black out what the outside world was trying to expect her to be as a woman, or as a man or whatever. So she's able to resist like Zemu's like deception. And then meanwhile, the Hulk is inside Banner, and he's like, I can't change. Stupid Banner. He doesn't remember me. Blah 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 blah. And then another Hulk another personality emerges from inside Banner's head, and he's like, "Yeah, you're not strong enough to make Banner remember you, but I am." And then he emerges from the shadow, and this is all in Banner's head.
Mm-hmm.
He emerges from the shadow, and it's World Breaker Hulk from Planet Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where the book ends.
Oh, so they've been sitting on that one for a while.
Yeah, so this is again very interesting and layered with commentary. So many levels of commentary going on in here. Just to, first of all, it's like, the whole weaponized nostalgia is one thing, just, how it's just sort of a distraction, that how like comic books and movies are just a distraction while the powers that be brainwash you. That's like one thing going on. But then there's also a comment on how how it's easily to manipulate the public's thinking by the media. So it's very relevant and timely right now. How you're able to sway the public's opinion just through panic and whatever, and then give them a distraction. Give them a distraction like comic book movies and and remember this, So again, a lot of cool, deep layers to this book. This is another 4 out of 5. Not a lot of action, but very, very deep, philosophical and deep, I must say. So yeah.
Cool. Okay. So the next book I'm gonna do, since we're sticking with the X-Men, we're gonna stick to X-Men. I'm gonna talk about Cable #1. Another 90s hero with big guns and pouches and muscles and shit. So, yeah. So the book starts off, they are in, what do they call this thing? The Quandary? The Quarry. They're in the Quarry. So the Quarry is this, basically this, basically like Coliseum, gladiator match between two mutants, and the whole Chris Cohen society sits there and just watch them. It's like a sporting event and shit like that, and different mutants go in there and fight. Today's fight is Cable versus Wolverine. And Wolverine slices Cable gun in half, and he's like, "Yeah, the fight's about to be over." He's like, "Nope, not really." So he slices the gun in half. Cable uses his telekinesis, his TK, to make Wolverine's bones so heavy he can't stand up. So he wins. Now, I do want to go back and say that this Cable is not the Cable you remember. If you haven't been reading X-Men comics in a while, this is teenage Cable. Teenage Cable. Kid Cable, if you want to call, if you will. In another story, he came back from the future to kill old Cable, and he just took his place and just like, okay, I'm here. I'm just gonna hang out. So why? He's just there. Whatever. So Cable beats Logan. Everybody loses money because everybody betted on Wolverine thinking he was gonna win, but Cable won, and Cable wanted to go celebrate. I'm gonna have a threesome with Armor and Pixie. Bye. And so while he's getting ready to go with them, Armor's like, yeah, we're gonna teleport to Hong Kong and just hang out there the rest of the week. But before they can do that, this little kid runs up to Cable and tells Cable that I need your help, Cable. I can't tell the adults, because if I tell the adults, they're gonna get mad at me. But I can talk to you because you'll understand. My best friend ran off in the other side of the woods to the Monster Island, and she wasn't supposed to do that, but she's over there. I need somebody to go get her. Now, to recap, in one of those earlier stories, Krakoa connected with another island to become one, but the X-Men are actually forbade to go to the other island because the island is a monster they haven't explored it yet, so they like to stay off the island. We don't know what's over there. But the other little kid ran over there also, so Cable decided to go over there. Cable used telepathy to find out where the kid was, found it, no problem, found the kid, but then some big-ass giant lion monster came out to fight Cable. Now the little kid is scared, so Pixie was like, since you're scared, I'm gonna use my hallucinogenic powers to make you think it's something else, so you won't be as scared. So she throws pixie dust on and shit like that. The kid starts smiling. Whoo! So all of a sudden, instead of like some big lion monster fighting Cable, to her it looks like some big puppy dog teddy bear that Cable's just playing baseball with. But he's not really playing baseball. He's throwing a fucking grenade at her. So throwing a grenade, the monster's just fighting. Apparently they found out why the monster is pissed, because the monster has a sword stuck in one of its hooves or feet or whatever like that. So Cable uses TK to pull the sword out. He's like, hey, I got a sword. I'm keeping this. And out of the shadows comes Cyclops. Cyclops like, didn't I tell all of you not to come to this island? And Cyclops like, Cable's like, hi Dad, my fault. And Pixie and Armor just go like, yeah, we'll see you later. We know you're in trouble, you know. So he has a conversation. He's just like, I know why they was in trouble. I came to help out. Cyclops like, I'm not too mad at you. Just don't do it again. But here's the thing. That sword has significance. Okay, do you remember Rom the Space Knight?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so...
Ain't he on fucking IDW now?
Probably
He's with IDW, ain't he?
Probably so. I think Rom the Space Knight is in IDW. But in the 80s, Rom the Space Knight was with Marvel. And he was in continuity with Marvel, like 616 canon and all that stuff like that. I'm saying that to say this. Rom's not in this book. But
okay,
the Space Knights are in the book. The Space Knights, you know, that race of Space Knights he come from, they're actually been sleeping for 3,000 years. When Cable picks up that sword, they wake up and it's like, oh, we got to go find that sword. So they fly from whatever galaxy they are and they're headed to Krakoa right now. But like I said, it's going to take whatever. Now, at the end of the story, which is actually drawn by a completely different artist, there's this crab monster that is about to attack and it gets shot by old Cable. To be continued.
Okay.
That's the book. Yeah. So old Cable's
Daddy Cable.
Daddy Cable, yeah. The Cable we know. you know?
Yeah.
So even though he's supposed to be dead, he's here. How is he here? We don't know. Find out next time on Cable of Our Lives. I don't know. So overall, a whatever book. It wasn't the strongest book. I thought Wolverine was strong. I felt like Wolverine was more shocking. Especially they gave it like two stories, you know. This is just paint by numbers, and I don't know how I feel about Kid Cable because, like I said, we remember. Like, what if they made a Kid Bloodshot? You know, it wouldn't be the same, and that's kind of what I feel like. I don't know how I feel about Kid Cable. I don't know Cable to be an old grizzled badass, not some whiny kid that get caught by his dad when he sneaks off and shit. You know, to go have threesomes with other hot teenagers and shit. I don't know. It's 3.5. I'm still give it 3.5 to 5. It was still a fun read because Gary Duggan. Nobody knows how to say this dude's name. Whatever it is, Dugan. I guess. But whatever his name is, he's always.
I thought it was Dugan. Then I hear everybody say Duggan.
Somebody says Duggan. Somebody says Jerry. Somebody says Gary. I'm like, whatever. That guy.
Duggan. Yeah. Duggan. It's like cookie, but it's not cookie. It's cookie.
But he always write fun stories, so I'm gonna just give him a pass on this one. I'm gonna say 3.5 out of 5. Nothing you just had to read, but whatever. So.
All right. Well, shit. Should I just do the Star Wars minute?
Yeah, knock it out. That's our thing. We trademarked it.
Yeah. Okay. It's the Star Wars minute. Here we go.
We need a name for it though.
Yeah. The Force. Fun time? I don't know. Okay, so Bounty Hunters, number 1. We got Boba Fett, Bosk, and Valance. Haven't seen Valance in a while. I guess he popped up in a Darth Vader book that I didn't read. But Valance is an old-ass fucking character from the old Marvel comics. You know, way back in the day and shit. He was like a Terminator guy. Robot, so cyborg dude. Anyways, this deals with some botched job that they were all involved in the past, where like this client got killed who happened to be like part of some big crime syndicate. Years later, there's like this largest bounty ever is like offered throughout the galaxy, and they all come back. Valance, they all back to get, you know, they all come back to try and get this bounty. Valance is on it. Bosk teams up with Dr. Aphra and Black Cranston, which was kind of cool. And then Boba Fett, he's got frozen Han Solo. So this obviously takes place during Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
So Boba Fett's in Slave One flying with frozen Han Solo, and he gets the call. They're like, yeah, this is like the biggest bounty hunter ever, or bounty ever offered, the highest job ever paid. And Boba Fett's like, okay, I'll take it, but I'll do it for free.
Okay. Reputation,
so obviously, Boba Fett's got some beef with whatever this job.
I thought he was doing kind of like a reputation, just like, okay, my name is out there, but okay, but it makes.
Oh no, he's pissed off at whoever it's for. So, oh, this motherfucker's okay, and he's gonna do this while he's got fucking Han Solo on him. And remember, there's a bounty for Han Solo, so So yeah, so it's just flexing Boba's, Boba flexing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a fun book, lots of action, and art's really good. 4 out of 5. Darth Vader #2. We found out that Padme is not alive. So
Shocker.
last issue, Vader's looking for like all the people that led Luke to become like good, to become the light side, made him weak in Vader's eyes. So he travels around, ends up on Naboo. I was gonna say no. Ends up on Naboo, sees Padme, last issue, but then it turns out it's not Padme, it's one of her decoys. Remember, she had decoys.
Oh yeah, she had like
shit, body doubles, basically bodyguards who basically got killed for her.
Like Saddam Hussein. I mean, yeah, it happened.
Yeah. So, and Vader ends up manipulating her into working with him. So to get revenge, she thinks she's going to go get revenge on whoever killed Padme, which I think is pretty twisted. So Vader killed her, but he's not telling her that. He's, oh yeah, come along with me and we'll get vengeance on whoever killed Padme. So, so that was another 4 out of 5. And then of course I read The Rise of Kylo Ren, #4. This wraps up this story arc, and it's basically you see how Kylo Ren falls to the dark side. He kills all the Jedi. He kills the leader of the Knights of Ren, takes his place. He gets his mask. He gets his name. And, it's just that the saga is complete. So it's fun. 4 out of 5. And that's the Star Wars Minute.
Oh, that's it? I thought you had more. Okay.
I thought, it was only 3. So.
Okay. All right. So, so my last book, not my book of the week, but my last book I'm going to do is, what are we at? Thor #3. So, Donnie Case, y'all.
Okay.
We got, no, I'm sorry, Thor #4. Book's movie.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got to represent Donnie Case because Comic Cast have washed their hands from him. So, they no longer, they have forsaken Donnie Case for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, basically what the book is on the cover, it's Sith versus Thor. That doesn't happen. Basically what happens in the last book, Thor fought Beta Ray Bill because Beta Ray Bill saw him hanging out with Galactus. He was like, okay, this motherfucker's off the reservation. But Thor actually wanted to have a fair fight, so he gave away his power cosmic so Beta Ray Bill could fight him fair and square. He beat Beta Ray Bill's ass, broke Stormbreaker, and before he could really finish him off, Sif popped out of nowhere because Lady Sif is now the Asgardian gatekeeper. Heimdall died in War of the Realms like that, so it's Sif's jobs now. So Sif is like, yeah, this fight is ended. I'm taking Beta Ray Bill back with me. And Thor, what the hell are you doing? You're supposed to be on the throne of Asgard. Why the hell are you hopping around space with Galactus? Like, don't worry about what the hell I'm doing. I'm your king. You do whatever I say. Don't worry about what I'm doing. And Sif's like, no, I'm going to get involved. So Thor is like, okay, fine, get involved. He throws Mjolnir directly at her, but since she controls the Bifrost, she teleports Mjolnir away. And Thor's like, what the hell you doing, Mjolnir? I send it away to Jotunheim. Jotunheim, of course, is the Frost Giant, and because of the aftermath of War of the Realms, Loki is now king of the Frost Giant. So he's just chilling in his throne room, and Mjolnir just lands right at his, in his throne room. And he's just like, is that Mjolnir? Is this a trick? So he walks around Mjolnir, looks at it. You're like, I wonder. Reaches down and actually picks up Mjolnir. Like, what the fuck? Okay, he wouldn't expect that to happen. Like, this is interesting. But before he can find out what's going else with it, Mjolnir flies back to Thor. Sif teleports back to Asgard. She was like, Thor, whenever you quit doing this dumb shit you're doing, come back and rule your people. But before you can do that, Galactus shows up again on the planet. And Galactus like, Thor, I'm hungry. Bring your ass. Let's go get something to eat. You're like, shit. So they just fly through the next 3 planets. So the next 3 planets, the same thing. Thor rescues the people off the planet. Galactus eats. Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. Now we get to the 5th planet, 5th and final planet. This is the last planet Galactus is going to eat. Thor goes down to the planet, and the people are saying, Thor, we're not leaving. Like, if you don't leave, Galactus will eat you. Yeah, we know. We're not leaving. So, while he's still arguing with them, trying to get off the planet, Galactus like, look, I'm tired of this shit. I'm hungry. I'm about to eat. And he just starts eating the planet like right then and there. Thor's like, wait, hold up, Galactus. We had a deal. I get the people off the planet first, and then you eat. Like, that deal is done. Only reason I agreed to that shit because you didn't tell me where the planets were. This last planet, I don't have to follow you anymore. So I'm just going to eat, and I don't really care what happens to these people. So Thor is just like, okay, fine, so be it. So Thor cocks back the hammer, gets the biggest lightning bolt he ever had in his life, shoots it at Galactus, and it barely tickles him. And like, because he ate so many planets, he's like at the peak power that he's always been. Like, oh shit. So Thor starts, revving up the hammer and shit like that, just turns to the people of the planets like, I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah. Like, it's going to eat. And he flies on the planet right before the planet blows up and Galactus, eats everything. I'm like, oh, that's fucked up. So Thor is pissed. He's like, Galactus, when this is done and we fight the Black Winter, you and me gonna have a conversation about all the people you just killed. And Galactus like, yeah, but until then, we're gonna deal with this. And they both look, and it is the Black Winter coming directly at them. It's here. It's on its way, about to fight them right now. So that's, yeah, it's about to go down. So yeah. Awesome book. I don't know why Comic Cast shits on Thor book, because this book is awesome. Yeah. I mean, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. That's just me. It's the book I've been waiting for when it comes out. So yeah, I don't know. So
cool. Donnie Cates, y'all. Huh?
Hey,
I've like pretty much dropped everything that he was doing. Like I haven't read Venom in a while. He stopped doing Guardians, so I haven't read that. And then I didn't bother picking up the Thor. Just because I'm
that's
not.
The thing. Donnie Cates is telling one story. He's telling one story.
Yeah, I'm not a Thor fan, so I just didn't like. So, but maybe I may. I don't know. Maybe
what I read is but I am a Thor fan. I grew up reading a Thor fan. But this shit is awesome. I'm just saying. I'm loving it. So it's better than his Guardians run. I put it like that.
All right. Well, shit. What else did I do?
Bloodshot.
Oh, Bloodshot. Was it number 7? Yeah, Bloodshot number 7. Well, it's basically a new story arc. So Bloodshot is basically, he has this other Harbinger, or what's she called? Psyot. There are Psyots, the abilities, like the X-Men. They have abilities. He rescued some chick with abilities, and they're like escaping. They're in like this invisible helicopter or whatever. They're being chased by the Black Guard or the Black something. Shit, I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this book. Basically, they're being chased by the spy network. There's a chase scene, and they find this base, where they were making other super soldiers. And I gotta say that this shit looked pretty cool. Well, I was like, damn, these super soldiers are like monsters. They're like Resident Evil mutant monsters and shit. Like Nemesis and fucking like lickers and shit like that. Tyrants. That's what it looked like. They're all in like these, big giant like fucking cryo tubes and shit. And basically they get freed at the end. So that was this is like the first story or the first issue in this new story arc. So I was a little intrigued. I don't know the details, but I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Who knows? Maybe I'll check it out. I'll check out the next issue. I only read this because I thought you read it.
No, I just asked it in random conversation. I didn't want you to read it.
Oh yeah, I was like, well, I'll read it too.
I should have put the disclaimer. I should have said I didn't read it.
Oh yeah,
now I feel bad that you wasted your time doing it.
It wasn't bad. I've read some Bloodshot, and yeah, he is a total 90s hero. He's a dude with guns, and hey, I don't mind seeing a guy shoot motherfuckers and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was all right. And they got big giant monsters in it too. So I was like, cool.
Yeah, we're easy. We're not hard to sell.
Yeah. It's monsters, guns. That's all I need.
Now I gotta listen to Get Valiant because one, I have to hear their Bloodshot review. First off, I love Eric, but his taste in movies is terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what he has to say about the movie. I think he said he's already seen it 3 times when I saw his post.
Yeah, he's seen it multiple times now. I was listening to their other like episode a couple weeks ago, where they're like, it's not the question of whether or not I'm going to like it or not. It's the question of how many times I'm going to see it.
Like, it should be a question whether or not you like it or not. It should be a question. It's okay to ask that question.
Like, they're so hyped. They're so hyped for that movie.
Right.
So.
And plus, I'm curious to see what they have to say about your Bloodshot book you just reviewed, because you already know they're going to give it a 7.5 out of 5.
Oh yeah, I mean, I thought it was like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm familiar with the character. But yeah, the Psyots. It is a shared universe. It it referenced all this other shit that I don't know. Because I don't keep up with this story. I don't keep up with the Valiant mythology.
Okay.
So that stuff was a little like I can't remember what that organization's called. I can't remember the guy, the evil guy. What his name was.
Well, in the movie they were RSG or RST or some shit. So
Yeah.
this is what I'm gonna do. I don't like to bask in my ignorance. So after I finish reading Terrifics, which I'm almost done, I'm going to. I saw on Comixology Unlimited they have the original '90s Bloodshot on there. Like 26.
You can read the original.
Original. I'm gonna read it.
Oh, you're gonna go old school.
I'm gonna go old
See,
school.
I didn't even go old school. I went to like the newer ones.
I got to, because if I just start with the new ones, it's gonna irritate me. So I gotta start from the source.
You're one of those guys.
I'm one of those guys. I'm completionist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember I did it with the Avengers. I read all of the Avengers books.
Yeah, you did, you fucking nut.
Right. If we get quarantined, I might do that shit again. X-Men is right around the corner, so shit. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. By next week, this time we review again. I'll probably get a review of '90s Bloodshot. I probably will.
All right, steal some Valiant fans.
Or lose them.
Get
one or the other.
Fuck those guys. They don't know shit. And we don't. We admit it. We don't know shit about.
We don't know shit about Valiant. So if you listen to this just to hear what we have to say, like if you want to get some deep cut references about where Bloodshot came from, we don't know.
Yeah, I'm
really,
not
we don't care.
And I'm not posing either. I'm not jumping on a bandwagon or nothing.
Right. I didn't want to wiki this shit. I didn't want to, I don't give a fuck. It's just like, and you know what? And that's kind of the fun of it, because I wanted to go in to watch this movie as a movie. I wasn't looking for this. That did it check all the boxes they're supposed to have in all the Valiant books? No. Like every other fan that don't understand this shit, like I should rate this as a movie. That's all. So all the other shit shouldn't matter.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go. Have we talked enough about Bloodshot?
I think we have.
This is the most Valiant episode we've done. I've been dreading this episode because more than the coronavirus, I didn't want to talk about Valiant. So if you listen this long, definitely like, share, and subscribe. We have our other podcasts. We have our sister podcast, Geek Sav. We also have Comic Cast. Like I said, you listen to them, listen to books that they have. Watch some shit on Donny Cates. No, I bet you didn't even read it. That's how bad it's gotten. And we also have Get Valiant, which we've been promoting. We've been promoting the hell out of Get Valiant. We've been promoting Get Valiant more than Get Valiant is promoting Get Valiant. So go listen to them, see what they have to say about Bloodshot. Let's see. I'm really wanting to see how they dig into this movie and see what they think about it. I'm curious. We also have This Geeks and Comics. We have Instruments of Destruction. Wrestling Council? Nah, Wrestling Council. So never mind. Yeah. And next week, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. If we're still here, if the apocalypse hasn't hit yet, we'll come with another show. We'll find something to talk about. There's always something. Because the thing is, every movie theater will be canceled. Guess what hasn't been canceled? Comics.
Yeah.
They're gonna crank these motherfuckers out on time.
Or I'll get you to watch Candyman.
Oh fuck. We'll talk. We'll talk offline. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.
So, all you scared to death Negroes, just sit down. Don't you come out to defend our enemy. You sit down and you shut up and tell your master to come on out and deal with this. Next time they bring up the guns, you gon' respect us. That little vest ain't gon' do ya. I chew for Mecca. I ain't even trying to hold ya. Magnolia Slim. I'm a soldier from that mode. I'm the ghost of him. From the era police stretcher, no cameras catch it. Drop you off in the rival hood, you rather be arrested. If you didn't have no straps, you couldn't wear your necklace. Niggas hand around your throat, that's a choker reference. My ancestors took old food, made soul food. Jim Crow's a troll too, he stole the soul music. That's the blood that goes through me. So if you assuming I could never sell my soul, they sold to me. Peaceful teaching the roomie, but don't confuse me. You mouth fall for the cameras, I make a silent movie. Now here's some jury. No civilization is conquered from the outside until it destroys itself from within. Pin, put a pin in that, we'll come back when I'm fin. You can't talk like I talk, cause you ain't been where I've been. Young.
If it come from me and Hov, consider it Quran. If it come from any of those, consider it Haram. The minaret that Jigga built me on the dome where the rock was crafted so beautifully, consider this a dime. From a hard place in Iraq to the rock nation of Islam, I emerged on the wave that title made to drop bombs. I came to bang with the scholars, and I bet you a Rothschild I get a bang for my dollar. The synagogue of Satan want me to hang by my collar, but all praise due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I put on for my nation like I'm King T'Challa, crushing the Oyibo that try to bring Valhalla. You want it, I got it. Don't make me have to blast this rocket. J electricity, thinking me like a hole in this head is publicity. Though we shine like a Christmas tree. Verily, verily, I tread through life merrily, giving all thanks to God for this universal therapy.
Think of things I said that you hated then. Empirical facts that can't be debated now. Things you say today, I was saying then. Tell us who your favorite now.